Hello, welcome to Lemon Series, where we talk anything and everything entertainment. I'm, of course, Lemon himself, Zeke Lamone, and this is my review for Agatha All Along, Episode 7. But before we get into that, let's get the house clean out of the way, shall we? I'm Jaleel. Like, comment below, let me know your thoughts on Agatha All Along, and of course, hit that subscribe button as it helps me grow into my YouTube career. I would greatly appreciate it. Now, all that out of the way, let's get into the review, shall we? So, Agatha All Along, Episode 7, I have really enjoyed the show. But, the constant conversation has been like, hey, this show is fun, right? And there's nothing wrong with just being fun. And, we've been making the comparison that, look, a Disney Plus show quality is different from an HBO type quality. And this episode by no means was on the level of HBO, but dare I say, we started to flirt with it. And, it's a really odd thing that I went through with this episode because, as you can see, the sun is up. This premieres late at night for me. And when I first got done watching the episode, I didn't really know how I felt about it. If you see my immediate reaction on TikTok, it is saying like, hey, I don't know if I think this was my favorite episode. I like what we did. I like how the structure is different. I like how every week the structure is different in some way, shape, or form, even though what we do is basically the same every single week, minus last week being slightly different. Then I was like, okay, let me sleep on it. And then, I thought about it some more. Then I thought about it some more. Then I thought about it some more. And then I rewatched the episode. I was like, nah, this episode is absolutely phenomenal. Like I said, dare I say, it flirts with HBO type quality of it. The center around Lily and seeing what she was, spazzing out about in previous episodes. I don't know if spazzing out is the right word to say. So if there's a better word to say, I do apologize. But when she was blurting out, that's the better word. What she's been blurting out the whole time is seeing the actual order of it, and how it's going in a different order of it, and it really felt like watching Memento in a way. It was just really, really cool to see, and I'm very curious to see how. Well, I do think that what they're trying to do with this show is trying to make this a holiday tradition. Like when you do. When it gets to spooky season every season, they expect people to binge all of Agatha All Along. And it's going to be very curious to see all these previous episodes to see how pinpoint they were with the Lily arc as we get to her end, to see how much of these shots really set up every single one, especially when it gets to the tarot cards. Like, I'm really curious to see, the tower, to see if Billy is there as he's being shown. What I also really like about this is that now all of the reveals are done. We know who Billy is. We still don't know if he's really William or Billy. That's going to be a conversation, but he's most likely Billy. He is Wiccan. We have that reveal, and we are sitting in that, and we're living in that. We now know Rio is death for sure. I really wish I didn't get spoiled by Pops, because, the signs were there, because as someone who got spoiled of who it was, thanks to freaking Pops, when they're doing the Ouija board and then you go, that's here, then it cuts to her laughing, I was like, oh, there's one of the tidbits. And there was just some other things going throughout the whole entire show where you just see that. And I just really wish I didn't have that spoiled, so I could have gone on that ride to be like, hey, I think this is it. And then I could have been satisfied because it was perfectly executed when it was revealed. And now, again, we have 2 episodes to really live in it. Now, this is kind of the penultimate episode, because next week we do get the finale, and this was a good place to put the penultimate, because, again, this was the best episode of the show overall. It is a quite of the journey this episode has gone with me, because, again, on my immediate reaction, I was like, I don't know if I liked it. Well, I knew I liked it, but I didn't know if it was necessarily one of my favorites. And now it's for sure one of my favorites. I like how we used the time frame. It wasn't, completely linear. I am more about the linear storytelling of it, but with this type of character, to really understand her mindset, you did have to keep going back and forth with the time frame on how it went. We started, okay, we're at the beginning. Okay, now we're at the end. Okay, now we're back at the middle. Now we're even before the show. And then it just kept going back and forth. And with that, you do feel frustrated, but in a good way, because you're supposed to be frustrated, because this poor woman cannot seem to keep up on where she is at within time. And, it was just that whole metaphor within this episode of that time is, crap, what's the line? Something that, time is just, it's just an illusion. That I'm butchering it, but yeah, that's basically it. Time is an illusion. So, you're just kind of bouncing around wherever. And now, we have the reveals. I'm really excited for next week's finale. This is the first time in a while. Not a while, because Loki I was pretty confident in throughout the whole entire way. But an actual Marvel Studio show that's on Disney Plus. I liked Echo as well, where I don't feel the panic. You know what I mean? Like in Moon Knight, which I still think stuck the landing. When we got through episode 5, I was starting to panic, like, oh man, we're gonna rush all this, aren't we? And sure enough, again, even though I liked the ending for the most part, we did. Miss Marvel, it got to a point where all was revealed. I was like, we're about to rush everything, aren't we, after we're coming off of this great episode? And sure enough, we did. But again, I liked Miss Marvel. So as someone, who has still enjoyed the ride of the shows, but can also totally admit the panic that happens when we get close to the finale, I gotta say, I don't have that for this show at all. Dare I say, I have the same feeling that I had when I watched WandaVision. And before we knew what was to come from these Marvel finales. And I have faith. I have full faith to go into how these episodes are going to go through. I assume we have one more trial. And then after that, we actually have a true finale with the battle between Rio and Agatha and Billy. Maybe Mephisto shows up. Maybe not. Maybe Agatha's son shows up in some way because, he's with Death. But yeah, it's just really weird to feel like I have faith that this show is going to stick the landing. So now watch it hurt me tremendously. But man, what a ride this show has been. Marvel got this one right. I truly believe Marvel got this one right. I liked all the performances in it. I still think they're rushing Billy hating Agatha too much, because at first he was like all about, defending her. And yeah, sure, Agatha killed Alice, and maybe she did do that intentionally. I don't know. They keep going back and forth on if she's truthful or not. But he just really turned on her really, really quickly, even though if he really read and studied up on Agatha, he should know this is how she is. That's really my only complaint that I do feel like is rushed a little bit, but everything else I think they have really, really done an excellent job with. But let me know what y'all think about it down in the comment section. Leave a like if you made it this far. I do greatly appreciate it. And again, hit that subscribe button as we do get to the finale next week. And we also got some more content heading your way soon. As you can see from my shirt, I am on my way to go see Venom: The Last Dance. And until next time, guys, I'll see you here at Lemon Studios.